What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and Sony and Naughty Dog continue to abuse the DMCA system by filing false copyright strikes against YouTubers, all to silence criticism about The Last of Us Part 2. And it has got to the point where someone has actually lost their channel because of it. As a lot of you may know, my channel has 2 strikes, 1 more, and it will be terminated, but that's not going to stop me from talking about this. I do want to put the spotlight on some smaller YouTubers who maybe haven't got quite as much attention from this as I have been fortunate enough to have. In addition to that, we're also going to talk about how while Sony and Naughty Dog is doing this to all these YouTubers, destroying channels in some cases, the media, the games journalists are towing the line for Sony and Naughty Dog in order to put out whatever message they want, with so many of them ignoring these abuses of the copyright system. So let's go ahead and talk about that first. Let's talk about this from here. This is Eurogamer, I believe. Yeah, from Eurogamer. Hackers may have been behind those devastating Last of Us Part 2 leaks. Yes, hackers. That's what we're going with. Sony and Naughty Dog want us to think that it's hackers. No one associated with the company, right? Because no one who works at Naughty Dog has any problems. This crunch culture, it's no big deal. There's nobody that's disgruntled. There's no pay disputes. Everybody loves it here. Trust us, guys. It was a hacker. The idea that someone would be able to hack in and get access to all of this and then only drop a couple things that were incredibly devastating to this game to know where to go to find that's garbage. No one believes that. And they have Jason Schreier out there who is attempting to do damage control for them. So let's take a look at this and then some feedbacks from some other people. A new report intimates The Last of Us Part 2 is allegedly leaked by hackers who'd infiltrated Naughty Dog's private servers. In a brief summary on Twitter, Bloomberg's Jason Schreier reported that after talking to people with direct knowledge of the incident, a security vulnerability opened a backdoor into Naughty Dog's servers and intimated that the spoilerific footage likely originates from an early build. Well, we know that that is not true, and I will show you that later. So this is what Jason Schreier says. Then we'll take a look at what some other people say. Okay. After talking to 2 people with direct knowledge of how The Last of Us 2 leaked, as well as some Naughty Dog employees, I have a good idea of what happened. I have a good idea. Okay. Short version. Hackers found a security vulnerability in a patch for an older Naughty Dog game and used it to get access to Naughty Dog's servers. Okay, and then he continues on here. I think the footage that leaked is from devs playing an early build. I haven't watched it. You haven't even watched it, but you're trying to act like you're the person we should be coming to. You're the expert in this. You're the one with all this inside knowledge. You haven't even watched it, but you think it's from an early build. He's wrong. We can see that, but that's okay. Most importantly, rumors of this being an active protest by a contractor whose pay was robbed are not true. Yes, of course, Naughty Dog. It's not true, guys. We promise. So let's take a look at what some other people may think about this. Here's Memology. Let's dissect Jason Schreier's lies for the fun of it. First of all, he hasn't watched anything, but somehow claims he thinks the footage is from an early build. And of course, it's not. You can see right here these dates. You can see right here, it says April of 2020. That is not an early build. That is just a couple weeks before this actually leaked out there. And this kind of does coincide to when those initial 4th of April leaks got out there on Reddit. Interestingly enough, before we actually got the video. This is when we just had the plot leaks. Key wording, I think, I have a good idea. Basically, he doesn't know anything for sure. I think the footage, I have a good idea of what happened. That's what Jason Schreier is saying. And then, of course, Razorfist points out what we all know. From Anthem to Thief to Dragon Age 4, Schreier's issue is always that he maintains close industry contacts in order to get the scoop, and in doing so compromises any semblance of journalistic distance in the process. His articles are the gaming equivalent of a worked shoot. Yes, and ethics and game journalism, that's what it's all about, right? So many people are incredibly skeptical of this. They don't buy the idea that this was all just hackers, despite every single mainstream games journalist site running with it, no questions asked. But in the midst of all of this, they could be covering things that are happening to YouTubers, things that Naughty Dog and Sony are doing to try to silence that criticism. You have right here a YouTuber, Murda. Now, Murda was one of the first people that also got hit by these copyright strikes. It kind of fell by the wayside for a while until I noticed it, was able to retweet it, get some eyes on it. But she also, someone who is just talking about things in the reaction to The Last of Us Part 2 leaks, didn't show any images of leaks, just showed one still image from a publicly available trailer of The Last of Us Part 2. And she gets copyright struck by Muso TNT Limited. She's trying to submit her counter notification saying, hey, this is not right for them to take it down. I dispute the fact that this was fair. It's the same thing that I had to do for 2 of my videos on this channel. YouTube did not even let those go through. And she explained in her counter notification that everything she had was from a publicly available trailer, that she did not show any images or footages of the leaks or anything like that, was just discussing The Last of Us Part 2 with that still image, and it all falls under fair use. YouTube did not accept that. She is having to resubmit that counter notification. I'm not sure why that happened to her. That doesn't make much sense, but YouTube is not making it easier for these people. And speaking of not making it easier, I have 2 other people who you probably have not heard of at all. Now, the first one is Calypso Live. Now, I found Calypso Live because I was tagged in one tweet or another where he basically put something out saying, hey, this might be the last time you hear me, but I have to get my voice out there about what Naughty Dog is doing. He has 2 strikes on his channel now. Same thing, false DMCA claims by Muso TNT Limited. Now, his videos, I did watch both of them. The first one did include, very similar to my videos, going through an article about the leaks and describing the leaks, including a couple images of those still images of the content in there. The same thing that other channels still have up that have like 300,000 views. But since they weren't as critical about The Last of Us Part 2, those images are still up there, even though they do fall under fair use. Now, that video got struck down, and then a couple days later, one day later, on May 2nd, another video that he did simply asking about whether he was going to buy the game or not, if you should buy it. He was a little bit critical of it, but he was also supporting, saying maybe if you still like it, this could still be a really great game. That video got claimed. There were no images in that video. There was no discussing of leaks. All that happened was he was talking about The Last of Us Part 2. That video got struck. He is now on the brink, just like myself, of getting his channel terminated. But the other person who is in the unfortunate situation that their channel was terminated, their channel was disabled, is Mr. Boombox. And his channel has been completely disabled by YouTube. Now, I will say I have seen the videos that he got claims on, and one of them should have been a copyright strike. He did upload complete leak footage, just straight, all of the clips kind of mashed together. He did upload that, and he has admitted that that deserved to have a strike. His second strike that he got, although it does have a very clickbait title, you might think that you're going to go see some leaks if you click on it. When you do click on the video, there is nothing there. All it is a publicly available trailer for The Last of Us 2. It is not the leaks. It is not anything like that. But the third one is completely unwarranted, and that is the one that got his channel shut down. And that's the problem with this DMCA abuse, because you don't have time to counter it. They just shut down your channel. Now, that was entitled Social Agendas in Video Games Last of Us Part 2. And I have watched that entire video. There are no images at all. There is a little bit of discussion about just identity politics and female-focused video games. There was maybe 5 seconds of talking about characters and potentially what had happened in The Last of Us Part 2. Under no circumstances should that be copyright struck, and his channel is now gone because of it. And I wanted to do my part to kind of get the word out there, because I feel like so many people have done that for me. I want to do my small part for these other YouTubers who are smaller than me, who don't have as much attention on their channel. So all the links to their channels, now Mr. Boombox, it's another channel for him because obviously his is currently disabled and has been terminated, but go check out their stuff, go support them because they deserve it just as much, if not more so, than I do. This cannot go unnoticed from Naughty Dog. What Sony and Naughty Dog are doing, and what the mainstream media and the games journalists are doing, not covering this by sweeping it under the rug and towing the Sony and Naughty Dog line, is abhorrent, and it should not go unnoticed. Spread this message out there. I plead with you guys. Get these guys the attention that they need. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, enjoy my content while you still can, because next day I might be gone, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. I'll talk to you guys later.